everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you my everyday makeup routine, so let's just jump straight into it. First of all, I go in with my Simple moisturiser, and I've used this for the longest time. I honestly don't think I've ever used a moisturiser other than this Simple one. Did I even put any on my forehead? Yeah, I couldn't feel it. I definitely need more though. I've just realised I haven't actually got my mirror out and it might help. The side of my nose has gotten really dry recently and I don't know why. Like, there's a really dry patch of skin. And it was annoying me because, like, when I did my makeup the other day, the powder was just sort of clinging to it. There we go, that's all rubbed in. And I've got my mirror. It's actually one of the ones, that lights up, which is pretty cool. It's also absolutely filthy. I didn't notice that. I should probably clean that, but I'll do that later. There we go, so I've got that set up down there just so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Ugh, everything's going everywhere. Oh, I'm having in there. I've now lost my primer. Found it. Don't panic, guys. It's fine. So this is the Youth Juice Bomb Primer from XX Revolution, which I've spoken about a couple of times now on my channel and I really like it. It's really fun because it feels like jelly, it feels like slime, and it's bright pink, so it's really pretty. Oh, and it does also do a good job as a primer. It's not just pretty and fun. I try not to take too much of it though because it is quite sticky. Once it's dried down a bit it's alright, but when you first put it on it is a very sticky primer. I need to go wet my sponge, haven't done that yet. I'll be back. I'm back and I've got my sponge. I always use it when it's damp because it just doesn't work as well when it's dry, like it doesn't blend everything well enough. So I go in with my Rimmel Match Perfection foundation in the shade 001 Fair Porcelain. Wait, is this the one I normally use? Oh yeah, I have the shade 10 Light Porcelain as well, but which I used to use more, but I've started using this one. Don't really know why. I slightly prefer the colour of this one. It's also running out and I tried to order a new one but then they were out of stock, so I couldn't get it. So I've got a new mascara coming but not a foundation, so I need to order one pretty soon. So I just dot this randomly all over my face. There's no real technique to this at all, I just try to make sure I've got it everywhere. It's always when I'm at this point that I'm fully scared that someone's going to come to the door, like the postman or something, and I'm going to have to answer it looking like this. I've always used a sponge to do my foundation, like I've never used a brush, but I don't see why I ever would because this works really well and it's fun as well, bouncing a little pink egg off my face. Every time I do my makeup I'm like, oh I should probably tie my hair up, and I'm like, nah, I'll do it next time, I'll remember next time. I never do. It is absolutely boiling hot at the moment. I mean, it's not that hot. It's like 22 degrees, but I mean that is quite warm, and I always shut my window when I film so I get less noise from outside so you don't hear all the birds and people and everything. I mean, you might still hear it a little bit, but not as much as if it was open. So yeah, my room is really warm. So that is the foundation all blended in nicely, so now I need to go in with my concealer. And, oh, I need to stop leaving my makeup bag in the sun because this has gotten really warm and I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to leave things in sunlight. Oh dear. But anyway, this is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade... No, this isn't the one I want. And now I've dropped it. No, this is shade 0, I need shade 1 at the moment. Here it is, this is my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the shade 1 Fair. Because 0 is extra fair, and I sometimes do use this one, but it is very pale, so I think this one's like better suited to me at the moment. So I always just put that on my chin, down my nose, and then just on any spots or like areas of redness. And then I do 2 triangles under my eyes. I will be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to makeup. I just slap it on my face and hope for the best. I go back in with my beauty blender. I feel like I haven't blended my foundation well enough like into my hairline. Because I'm really pale, like obviously my hairline, like my scalp's really pale under my hair and the foundation is kind of quite a lot darker. When I say the foundation's a lot darker, I mean it's not like stupidly dark, like it matches my skin colour, but obviously this skin is just paler. I don't know what I'm on about, I'm rambling. I'm in quite a talkative mood at the moment. I've got a lot of energy. Don't know why, because I woke up at 6 AM. A bug just flew into my window. So now that I've done my concealer, I go in with powder, and I'm just currently trying to look for it because it's another thing that I've lost. So I use this Revolution baking powder in the shade Lace. Oh, my nose is really itchy. Oh. And then I take it on this Real Techniques makeup sponge. And I just use it to set underneath my eyes. Looking fabulous. I also just set the makeup on my chin and just kind of on my forehead. Don't know why, I just feel like it. Like I said, I honestly have no idea why I do some of these things. Oh. Okay, so once I've made a mess with the loose powder, I then go in with my normal powder, and this is the Rimmel Stay Matte one in the shade Transparent, and I've used this ever since I started doing makeup. Obviously not this one, but this brand, this type of powder I've always used the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I think this one's actually, I think I've managed to keep this the longest out of all of them, because normally I end up breaking the lid or completely cracking this or something before I actually get down to this amount of product. So I'm proud of myself managing to keep this as long as I have. I just dust that all over my face and try and get rid of the loose powder that I put on before. Got the loose powder all over my leg, which isn't ideal. It always makes a mess. I can't not make it make a mess. I need to get one that's like less messy. I don't know how. I'm sure there's one out there somewhere. So after I've set my face with my powder, I then go in with my Benefit Hoola Light bronzer. And I use the light one because, as I'm sure you can tell, I'm a very pale human being, and the other one is slightly, like the normal one is slightly too dark for me. However, I think I might buy the normal one because it'd be better when I'm fake tanned, because this one is like very pale. But it works for me at the moment, just to add a little bit of colour to my face. So I just put this sort of just underneath my cheekbones, because I don't contour with an actual contouring product. I just sort of use this and blend it all in, and then I go across my forehead as well, just to add a little bit of colour. My hair is getting stuck to me. Okay, I think we're looking good. I don't know what I'm doing. I keep losing my train of thought. I'm trying to do one thing and then my brain's like thinking about another thing and I get completely distracted. Right, blush is next. And for my blush, I used to always use this Bourjois one, but I've had it for absolutely ages, hence why I bought a new one. And I should probably actually bin it, but I haven't yet. So now I use this XX Revolution one, and it is in the shade Fickle. And you have to be careful with it because it is a very pigmented blush, and I do have a habit to go a little bit overboard with it. Okay, now we are looking quite pink. And I also just take the tiniest bit across my nose as well, just to give my nose a little bit of a rosy look. Although that was a bit too much of a rosy look, so then I go back in with my powder brush and just try and blend it out a little bit. There we go, I am happy with that. So then the next step is my favourite step, and that is highlighter. So I've been using this Sofx Revolution highlighter palette for quite a while now. I think I got it for Christmas, not like last year but the year before, and I always use this pink shade. I tend to use the gold one when I fake tan because it just looks quite nice when I'm slightly more bronzed, I guess. And then I sometimes use the pink and the blue ones as well because they're quite fun, but I think this one's the most like, not natural, but sort of the most subtle one. And I just take it on this little Real Techniques brush. I think this is actually an eyeshadow brush, but I've just always used it for highlighter. And this is my favourite step because it's so shiny and pretty. I always get carried away and end up putting a little bit too much on, but it's fine. Look at that, we're glowing. I also just put a little bit down my nose as well. And then I think I'm going to take some of this blue coloured one and just use that on my brow bone. That blue one is such like an icy highlighter. It is so pretty. Like, it's absolutely stunning. So now that we are done with my face, I then need to go in with my eyeshadow, and I'm using the Sofx Revolution eyeshadow palette, which is in pieces because I'm clumsy and I don't know if I dropped it or if I stepped on it, but I clearly did something to it, I can't remember. It's been broken for quite a while. I used this brush in my Jeffree Star palette a couple of days ago, so now it is kind of stained bright pink. But first I'm going to go in with this shade here, just because it's like a very simple nude sort of colour, and I just put that all over my eyelid, just as a base. I can't remember how much this palette was. I think it's possibly £10, possibly 12. I'll put the price on the screen because I can't remember. But for the price of it, it is absolutely incredible. And I think all the shades are like so pigmented. And I find them quite easy to blend out as well. So then I'm going to go in with this orange here. Because my go-to look in summer is either like a pink or an orange colour on my eyelids, just because they're summery colours. And I put that all over my eyelid. So now that my eyes are all orange, I then take this brush, which is, it says Studio London on it. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I take this slightly darker orange shade and I just put that very lightly through my crease. So now that I've got that slightly darker orange colour on my eyes, I'm then going to go in with this pink. And I'm only going to take the tiniest bit of it because it is quite pigmented and it is quite bright, but I don't want a really bright look, so I just take the tiniest bit just to give my eyes like a subtle hint of pink. And I just put that on top of where I put the darker orange shade. So now my eyes have just got a really subtle hint of pink on them on top of the orange, so then I need to go in, what do I do next? So now I need to put some, I can't talk today. So now I need to put some eyeshadow on my lower lash line. So I take a little brush, this one, which is another Real Techniques one, just a tiny little brush, which is good for going under my eyes and also in my inner corners. So I'm going to take some of the orange shade and I'm just going to run that underneath. I don't want anything too bold under my eyes during the day for like, you know, a subtle everyday look, so I just want quite a light colour. It just sort of ties the whole look together without it being too in your face. Whereas when I'm on a night out, I will often put like a darker colour under my eyes. Speaking of, I cannot wait to go on another night out, and I feel like it's still going to be ages, but I miss it. Because when I was at uni, I'd go out like at least every week, possibly twice. Okay, so now that I've just got a little bit of orange under my eyes, I'm going to do my inner corner highlight. And I take the same brush again, and I'm going to take this shade, which is a really pretty shimmery shade, but I don't know if you can really see that on camera. Oh, there you go, you can see it there. That's like blinding in the sunlight. I just use this on my inner corners to brighten my eyes. There we go, that is done. So next up is... Okay, so next would be mascara, but before I do my mascara I always put on my setting spray. I don't know when I started doing it in this order. I think it's just because like, I think my logic is that when the mascara is wet, like if I put it on it's still wet on my eyelashes and I then spray this and like I then squint and I'm scared it will go underneath my eyes. So I just started doing it in this order. Doesn't make much of a difference at all. Oh, and this is the Revolution Matte Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. It's not spraying properly and it won't go on my cheek, but it is all in my hair. I either get my nose or like my hair and I can't seem to get it in the middle. Oh well. Just let that dry. So now it's time for mascara, and I use the Rimmel Scandaleyes Wow Wings mascara. Packaging's kind of dirty. Lovely. This is kind of running out, so I have ordered a new one, but for now I'm just going to have to deal with it. Mascara always scares me because half the time I end up stabbing myself in the eye and then I get it everywhere underneath, or I like just miss and get it all over my eyelid. And then you have to clean up, and that's just effort. I need to get lunch soon, it's like 12:30 and I have breakfast at like 7, so I'm hungry. I really need to get a new one. I think my new mascara should be coming on like Friday, so that's not too long to wait. So my eyelashes... What was I saying? Oh yeah, so my eyelashes on either eye are like, they're so different from each other, which really annoys me when it comes to putting on mascara, because I notice that they're like sort of different shapes. And then during the day I don't put too much mascara on my bottom eyelashes, but I just put like the tiniest bit. So now that is my eyes done, so all that I've got left to do is my lips, and I'm not sure what I want to go for today. So I normally put on some lip balm before I start doing my makeup, but I forgot today, so I'm just going to put a little bit on now. And I'm using this Nivea lip butter. I'm using this Nivea lip butter in the shade, oh my gosh. Oh, I give up. I'm using this Nivea lip butter in the scent raspberry. I guess it's a scent. I can't think what to call it now. I'm just going to take the tiniest bit of that. Wow, my brain is just scrambled at the moment. Okay, so now that my lips are moisturised, I'm going to go in with my lipstick, and this is the Sofx Revolution lipstick in the shade Cake. like this lipstick and I think it's a really pretty colour for like everyday wear. And it's also nice because it's not like fully matte and it's a really creamy formula. And yeah, I love it. But I do think on top of that I'm going to go in with the tiniest bit of my XX Revolution lip gloss in the shade Disaster. And I don't want too much, I'm just going to take the tiniest little bit and focus it more on the inner section of my lips. Okay, so that is the finished makeup look done. And this is what I'll wear pretty much on an everyday basis. My eyeshadow changes like from time to time, but it's, like I said, it's normally like pinky or orangey of some sort. Look, I'm glowing. I love that highlighter. So that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye!